Well, hey guys, what is going on? In this video, I want to make 3 predictions about the SMMA space in the second half of 2024. Now, there are 3 things that I think are going to change the game for you if you're trying to get into the SMMA space, if you try to get into the agency space. And my belief is when you understand these 3 things, apply them, absorb them, and really take them to heart, you can make a lot of money online. Now, just to give you kind of a bit of a preface, so we've worked with over 550 service-based clients. I've personally taken over 3,000 SMA sales calls, spent over $7 million on meta ads, and we have worked with over 150 agency owners where at least, like I would say, out of the last 80 that we've taken on, about 30 have hit the 6-figure annual recurring revenue mark within about 3 to 4 months. So I only say that to say that, you know, what I'm saying is based on actual results and reality. So just to give you a bit of background, every year there's a cycle. So every year there is new people coming into new markets. There are new markets that are created on both the agency side and the business side. So the agency side is technically the supply side, and the business side is the demand side. So for instance, there's new real estate agents coming into the real estate market. There's new agency owners coming into the agency market. So what does that mean? That means that every year the market dynamic changes. And if we crush that down further, every quarter, the market dynamic changes as well. So these are 3 things that I believe are very important if you are wanting to scale your agency to 10, 20, 30, 50K per month, even up to 100K per month. So the first thing you need to understand is that the most important thing is what I call product market fit. So this is making sure that you pick a market that you can win in terms of your personality and skill set, and you pick an offer or create an offer that market actually wants. So gone are the days of just saying, hey, I'm going to work with chiropractors, dentists. People, those industries are so saturated. They've worked with so many agencies before. The typical chiropractors worked with 3 agencies and they are over you guys. So you need to find a different niche that is relatively untapped. Now, if you guys want help picking a niche, click or type or comment below niche in the comments, and I will send you a list of 453 niches that you can literally use and test. So the first thing is picking the right audience. Now you're probably thinking, how do I pick the right audience? So there's really 3 things. There needs to be a level of demand for your services. You need to be able to get results for those clients. And then there needs to be a large enough market there. So if you work with horse whisperers, okay, horse whisperers, there are not enough horse whisperers in the market. You need to work with something like, here's a hint, tilers or florers, right? There are so many other industries, particularly in the home services niche. Everyone says I work with home service providers, but there are hundreds of different home service providers. So anything attached to big typical essentials like property or food or health, wealth and finance, health, wealth and relationships, you'll be able to tap into. And also, I would recommend as a general rule, tap into the online marketing space. Don't just go for all the local service businesses. Tap into the online business community, like how to build a school community or how to build a sales team. Like there's a lot of different types of offers you can do as an agency that is outside of the local business realm. Okay, so once you got that in place, the second thing that you definitely need to have is you need to build automated client acquisition systems. Everyone talks about, I've got this client acquisition system, blah, 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 blah. But the point is, there is so much abundant resources available online, and there is such a huge market of people who can do the acquisition systems for you that it is crazy if you're still doing cold calling in your mum's basement. You don't need to be doing that. You can hire a commission-only outbound rep if you structure things the right way. Now, you should be doing some outbound yourself. You should be practicing. But the fact is, as a business owner, we have flaws. And the fact is, I work with a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys do not do consistent prospecting every day. So to do consistent prospecting every day, you need to get someone to do it for you. And you either pay them a commission or pay them upfront, and they will do the prospecting for you. So you literally just have to get good at taking the calls and closing deals. So You might be thinking, well, how do I go about that? The first thing you need to understand is you need to pick your right channels. So whether it's email, outbound, content, there needs to be a channel that you use in order to put your content on. You need to have a good offer message. It needs to get attention. It needs to grab the attention of your market. It needs to be enticing. And then you need to be consistent, and you need to have good hooks. You need to have good kind of ideas behind everything that you're doing so that you can consistently get results from the outreach that you're doing. But the point is you automate it. So you get someone to do it for you. If you guys need help with that, feel free to reach out. I'm not going to overly pitch anything here, but just let me know if you need help in the comments. Now, the last thing, you need to get obsessed with closing deals, learning how to build a good sales process. I learned this the hard way. We had a really, really good closer. And instead of building a system that we knew worked, which we already had, we kind of tended to shift everything around building the business around this good closer. That is not a good way to run a business, because if that closer leaves and everything's centered around that closer, then you kind of screw. So I know that's like a future problem for a lot of you guys, but what you want to understand is when you build really good systems and a really good sales system, you understand how to take a client from cold to sold. Then you can duplicate that process, literally copy paste like you're clicking on a computer, and generate revenue every day without you having to take the sales call, which is ultimately what you want. So they're the three things, just to recap. Number one, pick the right product and market fit. Number two, automate client acquisition. Number three, get obsessed with building a good sales process. Now, my last video, I went through the fundamentals of client acquisition. So click anywhere here or click on the side, watch that video, because that'll help you really understand the fundamentals of how you're going to be able to grow and scale. But with that in mind, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.